Hello, my name's John, and I'm a storyteller. I love stories. I hope you do as well. And I've got lots of wonderful stories to tell you. I've actually produced a website with all these stories on, www.biblestorycards.co.uk. You can see all my stories. I'm also a bit of a painter, and so I paint pictures to help me tell my stories. I hope you enjoy them. Hello everyone, my name's John, and I'm a storyteller. The stories I love to tell most of all are those either about Jesus or the stories that Jesus told, which we call parables, earthly stories with a heavenly meaning. I've got one of those parables to tell you today, and it's quite serious actually, because it tells you something you must not do, rather something you should do. Now, supposing somebody does something bad to you. You know, they hurt you in some way, or they laugh at you, or something like that. Or they steal from you, maybe. What do you do? Well, you could say, I'm going to get my own back on him for that. I'm not going to let her get away with that. Or you could do what Jesus said we should do. Learn how to forgive people. Here's the story. I've done it in a sort of cartoony way, just to lighten it up a bit, because it's quite a serious story. But there was this very rich man who had some servants, and one of them had wasted so much of his master's money that his master said to him, "Come on, I want you to pay for this money, and if you're not prepared to pay for it, I'll send you to prison, and you and your wife and your children." Well, the man was horrified at this. "I haven't got anything to pay with," he said. "Well, look at the bill that you've laid up. This is what I'm going to do. This is your punishment." "Oh, please," he moaned, "not that. Give me time and I'll pay it all back to you." Well, there was no way he was going to pay it back, because it was about £3 million, would you believe? But his master heard him crying and saw him wailing and said, "All right, I'll forgive you. You don't need to pay any of it back from now on." Well, instead of wailing and crying, he started laughing, and he was so excited about it. He wasn't going to have to pay anything back. That was wonderful of his master to do that. Well, he couldn't wait to tell his friends what had happened. But on his way out, he saw one of his fellow servants. And he remembered that this man, who had a wife and 2 small children and was quite poor, owed him a few pounds. Now, he had just been forgiven £3 million. But he grabbed this servant by the throat and shook him and said, "Pay me the money you owe me. Pay me the money." "Have mercy on me," said the man. "Give me time and I'll pay it back." "No, you won't," he said. "It's to prison with you." And he marched him off and sent him to prison. Now, the other servants heard about what he had done, and they went and told their master, "Didn't you just forgive that man £3 million? And he's refusing to forgive one of his fellow servants who owed just a few pounds." "I'll see to this," said the master, and off he went. "Excuse me," he said. "Ah, oh, hello. I'd just forgiven you such a great debt, and now you refuse to forgive your fellow servant. Then you will go to prison until you pay it all back."
No.
There was no way he was going to pay that back. Prison for the rest of his life. Well, you can't feel sorry for him, can you? It was such a bad thing to do. "Now," said Jesus, "when you pray to God, this is what you're to say. Our Father in heaven, may your name be holy. Your kingdom come. Your will be done on earth like it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us as we forgive those that have done wrong to us." You can't expect God to forgive you unless you're prepared to forgive others. How are you getting on with that? That's doing what Jesus said.